Are you navigating the labyrinth of modern romance armed with nothing but a scroll of ancient Stoic teachings and a healthy dose of skepticism? Suddenly, you stumble upon a treasure trove of knowledge, 15 invaluable gems of insight into the delicate dance between men and women, each more precious than the last. They are the keys to unlocking the mysteries of successful relationships, the breadcrumbs leading us out of the wilderness of misunderstanding and into the promised land of mutual understanding and respect. So, if you've ever found yourself lost in the maze of miscommunication, or if you've ever wondered why your attempts at chivalry seem to backfire, fear not. Today we embark on a quest to uncover the 15 things men should never do, with women drawing inspiration from the Stoic philosophy that has withstood the test of time. So hoist the sails of curiosity, unfurl the banners of introspection, and let us set forth on this grand adventure together. May the winds of wisdom carry us safely through the stormy seas of love and companionship. Onward, brave souls, to enlightenment and beyond. 1. Don't reveal everything about your past, especially the tough times. In the grand theatre of life, our past plays a leading role, shaping who we are today and influencing the path we tread tomorrow. Yet, like a masterful playwright guarding the twists and turns of their narrative, there are certain aspects of our past that are best kept close to the chest. Imagine your past as a treasure trove of experiences, each one a glittering gem in the tapestry of your existence. Now picture yourself standing before a crowd, especially her, ready to unveil this trove for all to see. It's tempting, isn't it, to lay bare every triumph and tribulation, every victory and defeat, in the hope of garnering admiration or sympathy. But pause for a moment and consider the wisdom of Friedrich Nietzsche, that enigmatic philosopher who cautioned against the dangers of revealing too much. Just as old ideas have a way of resurfacing to challenge our present beliefs, so too can past revelations come back to haunt us. You see, sharing every detail of your past, especially the tough times, is like leaving the door to your inner sanctum wide open, inviting strangers to rifle through your most intimate memories. It's akin to divulging every secret and challenge you've faced, laying bare the vulnerabilities that make you human. But here's the thing, your past is not a museum exhibit for others to peruse at their leisure, nor is it a cautionary tale to be dissected and analyzed by armchair psychologists. Your past is a sacred narrative, a story of resilience and redemption, of courage and growth. So, how do we navigate the delicate dance of sharing without oversharing, of opening up without leaving ourselves exposed? The key lies in discernment, in knowing which parts of our story to reveal and which to keep safely tucked away. Think of your past as a mosaic, a beautiful tapestry woven from the threads of experience. Some pieces are meant to be displayed proudly, like badges of honor adorning your chest. Others are better left in the shadows, cherished memories shared only with those who have earned your trust. Remember, your past is not a burden to be shouldered alone, nor is it a weapon to be wielded against you. It is simply a chapter in the epic saga of your life, a testament to your strength and resilience in the face of adversity. So, the next time you find yourself tempted to spill the beans about that dark chapter from your past, pause and ask yourself, is this information truly necessary? Will sharing this part of my story bring me closer to others, or will it only serve to reopen old wounds? In the end, the choice is yours to make. But remember, discretion is the hallmark of wisdom, and some secrets are best left buried in the sands of time. So guard your past fiercely, dear friend, for it is the wellspring from which your future flows. 2. Don't be too clingy to her. Ask yourself, is this essential? Love, the intoxicating elixir that makes every second apart feel like an eternity, and every moment together like a stolen treasure. But as much as you may yearn to be by her side every waking second, heed this warning. Too much togetherness can breed frustration and push her away faster than you can say clingy. Marcus Aurelius, that venerable sage of Stoicism, offers a timeless reminder. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Wise words indeed, especially in matters of the heart. Picture yourself in the shoes of Marcus Aurelius, not amidst the opulence of Rome, but rather in the stark simplicity of a military tent, grappling with isolation and uncertainty. There, with only his thoughts and a trusty journal for company, he embarked on a journey of introspection that would become known as meditations. In matters of love, as in life, a little distance can work wonders. It's about finding that delicate balance between closeness and autonomy, between affection and independence. So, as you find yourself pondering the intricacies of your job, your finances, and yes, your love life, take a page from Marcus's playbook. Reflect on what truly matters, and don't be afraid to give your loved one some space to breathe. Consider Marcus's timeless advice. Most of what we say and do is not essential. How much of your day is filled with needless chatter, unnecessary tasks, or mindless distractions? How often do you find yourself caught in the whirlwind of busyness, forgetting to pause and ask, is this truly necessary? Now is the perfect time to declutter your life, both physically and mentally. Take stock of your priorities, reassess your goals, and dare to question the status quo. Are you working too much, or perhaps not enough? Is your living situation conducive to your well-being? Are your relationships nurturing and fulfilling, or are they draining your energy? Remember, dear friend, that tranquility lies not in the frenetic pursuit of more, but in the art of doing less. It's about stripping away the unnecessary to uncover the essential, shedding the layers of expectation and obligation to reveal the core of your true desires. So, as you navigate the winding path of love and self-discovery, keep Marcus's words close to your heart. If you seek tranquility, do less. Embrace the simplicity of being and trust that in letting go of what no longer serves you, you'll find a newfound sense of peace and fulfillment. In the end, it's not about how much time you spend together, but rather the quality of the moments you share. So cherish each other, but also honor the beauty of solitude. For it is in the space between us that love truly blossoms, like a delicate flower reaching for the sun. 3. Don't reshape your life to fit others. Imagine sitting down to assemble a puzzle, excitement bubbling within you as you envision the masterpiece taking shape before your eyes. But as you reach for the pieces, you realize they're all wrong, mismatched shapes and colors that refuse to fit together, leaving you frustrated and bewildered. That's what it feels like when you try to contort yourself to fit the expectations of others, like trying to force a square peg into a round hole. Seneca, that sage of Stoicism, once remarked, "Everywhere means nowhere." How true those words ring in the context of our modern lives, where the pressure to conform pulls us in a million different directions, leaving us feeling adrift and aimless. It's tempting to try to be everything to everyone, to blend in like a chameleon in hopes of avoiding scrutiny and criticism. But in the process, we lose sight of what truly sets us apart, what makes us unique and irreplaceable. Instead of bending to the will of others, it's time to stand tall and proud, like a beacon of light in the darkness. Embrace your quirks and idiosyncrasies, for they are the brushstrokes that paint the canvas of your life with vibrant color and texture. Don't let the voices of doubt and judgment drown out the symphony of your own truth. Your path is yours alone to walk, and no one else has the right to dictate its course. So, take control of the reins and chart a course that speaks to your heart and soul. Remember, dear friend, that your life is a story waiting to be written, a blank page yearning for the touch of your pen. Don't let fear or insecurity hold you back from filling it with the bold strokes of your dreams and aspirations. It's time to let your true colors shine, to embrace your authenticity with open arms, and let it guide you on your journey. Whether you're a quiet introvert or a gregarious extrovert, whether you march to the beat of your own drum or dance to the rhythm of the crowd, own it with pride. In a world that often values conformity over individuality, dare to be different. Dare to challenge the status quo and carve out a niche that is uniquely yours. For it is in embracing our differences that we truly find our strength, our purpose, our joy. So the next time you feel the weight of others' expectations bearing down on you, remember these words: your life is your own story to write, not someone else's. Seize the pen and write your truth upon the pages of existence, for the world is waiting with bated breath to see the masterpiece you create. 4. Don't ruin your life by being too obsessed with someone. Imagine your life as a grand stage, with you as the lead actor, ready to command the spotlight and dazzle the audience with your brilliance. But instead of taking center stage, you find yourself relegated to the role of a mere satellite, orbiting around someone else's life, like a celestial body trapped in gravitational pull. It's a scenario many of us can relate to, losing ourselves in the orbit of another, our own dreams and aspirations, fading into the background as we become consumed by their needs and desires. Marcus Aurelius, that venerable philosopher of Stoicism, offers a guiding light in these moments of uncertainty. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. When we allow our lives to revolve solely around others, we risk losing touch with our own innermost desires and passions. Like a plant deprived of sunlight, we wither and wilt, neglecting our own thirst for fulfillment in favor of tending to someone else's garden. But it doesn't have to be this way. It's time to break free from the gravitational pull of others and reclaim your rightful place as the star of your own show. Your life is not a supporting act in someone else's story. It is a masterpiece waiting to be painted with the vibrant hues of your dreams and aspirations. Instead of constantly catering to the needs and desires of others, take a step back and reconnect with yourself. What are your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations? What sets your soul on fire and fills you with a sense of purpose and fulfillment? Now is the time to pursue those passions with gusto, to chart a course that is uniquely yours and march to the beat of your own drum. Remember, dear friend, that you are the architect of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. It may be daunting to break free from the orbit of others, to forge your own path in a world that often values conformity over individuality. But remember this: the most beautiful constellations are formed not by stars orbiting around each other, but by stars shining brightly in their own right, illuminating the darkness with their unique brilliance. So, stand tall and proud, and never let anyone dim your light. You are the star of your own journey, the captain of your own ship. Embrace your uniqueness with open arms and let it guide you to the heights of greatness. And if ever you find yourself feeling lost or uncertain, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Find solace in the depths of your being and let it be the compass that guides you on your journey to greatness. 5. Never be overheard complaining, even to yourself. Complaining, a pastime as ancient as civilization itself, as ubiquitous as the air we breathe. Like a reflex, it seems to bubble up from the depths of our being, ready to spill forth at the slightest provocation. But, as Marcus Aurelius astutely observes, don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. It's a commandment from the Stoic sage that cuts to the heart of our human tendency to gripe and moan. urging us to pause and reconsider before giving voice to our frustrations. Complaining, at its core, is the act of describing something in a negative light without any intention or indication of taking action to address the problem. It's the easy way out, a shortcut to catharsis that requires little thought and even less effort. From the weather to the government, from technology to traffic, there's no shortage of targets for our grievances. But here's the question we must ask ourselves. What good has complaining ever truly done us in the long run? Sure, in the heat of the moment, venting our frustrations may feel cathartic, even empowering. But does it actually change our circumstances for the better? Does it solve our problems or bring us lasting happiness? More often than not, the answer is a resounding no. So how then should we respond to the inevitable challenges and irritations that life throws our way? How can we navigate the minefield of frustration without succumbing to the temptation to complain? Let's turn to the wisdom of the Stoics for guidance. First and foremost, the Stoics teach us the importance of acceptance. Instead of railing against the things we cannot change, we must learn to embrace them with equanimity and grace. As Epictetus famously advises, some things are within our power while others are not. By focusing our energy on the things we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, we free ourselves from the grip of frustration and resentment. But acceptance does not mean resignation. It does not mean passively surrendering to the whims of fate or the injustices of the world. Rather, it means acknowledging reality as it is and taking decisive action to effect positive change where we can. This brings us to the second principle of Stoic wisdom: action. Instead of wallowing in self-pity or railing against the unfairness of life, the Stoics urge us to channel our energy into constructive endeavors. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Instead of complaining about the state of the world, be the change you wish to see. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle. Finally, the Stoics teach us the power of perspective. In the grand scheme of things, most of the things we complain about are trivial and fleeting. They are mere blips on the radar of our existence, insignificant in the vast expanse of time and space. By zooming out and taking a broader view, we can gain clarity and insight into our situation, recognizing that our current troubles are but temporary obstacles on the path to growth and enlightenment. While complaining may be as natural to us as breathing, it ultimately serves little purpose other than to perpetuate negativity and breed resentment. Instead of giving voice to our frustrations, let us heed the wisdom of the Stoics and embrace acceptance, action, and perspective. By doing so, we can transform our complaints into opportunities for growth and our grievances into sources of strength. 6. To do wrong to one is to do wrong to yourself. Sympathetic. To do wrong to one is to do wrong to yourself. These words encapsulate the essence of sympathia, a foundational concept within Stoic philosophy that speaks to the interconnectedness and interdependence of all beings. In a world where individualism often reigns supreme, sympathia serves as a powerful reminder that we are not islands unto ourselves, but rather integral parts of a vast and intricate cosmic web of existence. At its core, sympathia teaches us that harming others ultimately harms ourselves. When we inflict pain, suffering, or injustice upon another individual, we not only disrupt the harmony of the universe, but also diminish our own moral integrity in the process. Each act of cruelty or indifference sends ripples through the fabric of existence, tarnishing the interconnected bonds that bind us all together. But sympathia is more than just a warning against wrongdoing. It is a call to action, a summons to cultivate empathy, compassion, and altruism towards others. It beckons us to recognize the inherent worth and dignity of every being, regardless of race, religion, or creed, and to treat them with kindness, respect, and fairness. In embracing the principle of sympathy, Stoicism offers us a profound roadmap for living a life of virtue, harmony, and mutual respect. By aligning our actions with the greater good and seeking to uplift and support those around us, we not only uphold our own moral principles, but also contribute to the well-being and flourishing of the collective. Indeed, Sympathia challenges us to expand our circle of concern beyond the narrow confines of our own self-interest and to embrace the broader tapestry of humanity. It reminds us that we are all interconnected, that our fates are intertwined, and that the well-being of one is inextricably linked to the well-being of all. But perhaps most importantly, Sympathia serves as a poignant reminder of our shared humanity. In a world rife with division, conflict, and discord, it beckons us to look beyond our differences and to recognize the common thread that unites us all. It urges us to see ourselves not as isolated individuals, but as members of a larger human family, bound together by ties of kinship and solidarity. In the end, Sympathia invites us to strive for a world where empathy triumphs over apathy, compassion over cruelty, and kindness over indifference. It challenges us to be agents of positive change in our communities, our societies, and our world at large, and to work tirelessly towards the realization of a more just, equitable, and compassionate world for all. So, let us heed the call of Sympathia and strive to live lives of compassion, empathy, and solidarity. Let us treat others with the same kindness and respect that we would wish for ourselves, and let us work together to create a world where the principles of sympathy and mutual respect reign supreme. For in embracing the interconnectedness of all beings, we can truly unlock the full potential of our shared humanity and usher in a brighter, more compassionate future for generations to come. 7. Safeguard your mental health. Sacrificing one's mental health for the sake of others is akin to burning down your own house to keep someone else warm. It's not only harmful, but also senseless. Your mental well-being and happiness should never be compromised for the fleeting comfort of others. In a world that often demands self-sacrifice at the expense of our own peace, it's crucial to reclaim control, fiercely protect our peace, and fortify our mental toughness. The analogy of burning down your house to keep someone else warm vividly illustrates the absurdity of sacrificing one's own well-being for the benefit of others. Just as destroying your home would leave you vulnerable and destitute, neglecting your mental health in service of others leaves you emotionally depleted and vulnerable to despair. Your mental health is a precious asset that should be guarded with utmost vigilance. It's not a commodity to be traded away or a bargaining chip in the game of life. Your happiness and inner peace are non-negotiable aspects of your well-being that deserve to be prioritized above all else. Reclaiming control over your mental health begins with recognizing your inherent worth and valuing your own happiness. It means setting boundaries and asserting your needs, even if it means disappointing others. It's about saying no to the things that drain your energy and saying yes to the things that nourish your soul. Fiercely protecting your peace requires courage and determination. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you, and distancing yourself from those who drain your energy and undermine your well-being. It's about creating a sanctuary of tranquility in a world filled with chaos and noise. Strengthening your mental toughness is a lifelong journey that requires resilience and perseverance. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience and optimism, even in the face of adversity. It's about learning to bounce back from setbacks and challenges with grace and resilience, knowing that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Above all, don't let anyone take away your joy. Your happiness is your birthright, and no one has the power to diminish it without your consent. Embrace the things that bring you joy and fulfillment, and let go of anything that weighs you down or dims your light. Remember, you're in charge of your own mind. You have the power to choose how you respond to the challenges and circumstances of life. Instead of allowing external factors to dictate your emotional state, cultivate a sense of inner peace and serenity that is impervious to the ups and downs of life. In the words of the ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By cultivating mental toughness and resilience, you can navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity, knowing that your happiness and well-being are within your control. Sacrificing your mental health for the sake of others is a self-destructive act that serves no one. Instead of burning down your own house to keep someone else warm, prioritize your own well-being and happiness above all else. Reclaim control, protect your peace fiercely, and strengthen your mental toughness. Your happiness is not a commodity to be traded away. It's a non-negotiable aspect of your well-being that deserves to be cherished and protected at all costs. 8. Show your strength. Freely forgive the wrongs of others and be kind. Stoicism, with its profound insights into human nature and the nature of virtue, offers a powerful prescription for navigating the complexities of forgiveness. In a world often fraught with conflict and misunderstanding, the Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of compassion and understanding, even in the face of wrongdoing. Central to the Stoic approach to forgiveness is the recognition of the inherent ignorance of wrongdoers. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, those who harm us do not do so out of malice or ill will, but rather out of their own ignorance and misunderstanding. In their minds, their actions may seem justified or even necessary, given their particular circumstances. Therefore, instead of harboring resentment or blame towards them, we should cultivate patience and understanding. Socrates, one of the philosophical forebears of Stoicism, famously declared that nobody does wrong willingly. This profound insight underscores the idea that even those who harm us are acting out of ignorance rather than malevolence. By reminding ourselves of this fundamental truth, we can free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment, choosing instead to respond with empathy and forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius further emphasizes the Stoic principle of amor fati, or the acceptance of fate, by asserting that it is our special privilege to love even those who stumble. In other words, our capacity for compassion and forgiveness is a reflection of our own inner strength and virtue. By extending kindness and forgiveness to others, even when they do not reciprocate, we demonstrate our commitment to living in accordance with Stoic principles. Indeed, the Stoics view those who stumble and err as misguided rather than malicious. They are more akin to children who have yet to fully grasp the consequences of their actions than willful wrongdoers. In light of this perspective, it becomes clear that blame and judgment are futile and counterproductive. Instead, the Stoic response to wrongdoing is one of compassion and forgiveness, recognizing that everyone is capable of growth and redemption. Seneca eloquently captures this sentiment when he declares, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Kindness, he suggests, is a universal value that transcends individual differences and circumstances. It is a virtue that we can cultivate and express in every interaction, regardless of the actions of others. If we aspire to be our best selves, kindness must be a cornerstone of our character. As Marcus Aurelius observes, kindness is invincible as long as it is sincere. Even in the face of hostility or cruelty, genuine kindness has the power to disarm and transform. By embodying this virtue in our thoughts, words, and actions, we can lead by example and inspire others to follow suit. Ryan Holiday echoes this sentiment, noting that most rudeness, meanness, and cruelty are merely masks for deep-seated weakness. Kindness, he suggests, is a manifestation of true strength, the strength to resist the impulse towards retaliation and instead respond with grace and compassion. In essence, Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not merely a moral imperative, but also a practical necessity for living a life of virtue and tranquility. By letting go of resentment and embracing compassion, we free ourselves from the burden of negativity and open ourselves up to the transformative power of love and understanding. Stoicism offers a profound and nuanced approach to forgiveness that is rooted in empathy, compassion, and inner strength. By recognizing the ignorance of wrongdoers and responding with kindness and forgiveness, we can cultivate a sense of peace and equanimity in our lives. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, kindness is a virtue that is always within our reach, and it has the power to transform not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. 9. Don't push friends or family away for someone else. In the dizzying whirlwind of romantic love, it's easy to lose sight of the sturdy oak tree standing tall amidst the storm, the steadfast network of friends and family who have been there for us through thick and thin. Yet, as Plato so aptly put it, people are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. When we allow ourselves to become so consumed by our romantic relationships that we neglect our bonds with friends and family, we're essentially cutting off the branches of the tree that holds us up. Each friend and family member is like a branch, offering support, guidance, and companionship in times of need. By pushing them away in favor of a romantic partner, we weaken the very foundation upon which we stand. But why do we do it? Why do we sometimes prioritize romantic love over the bonds of friendship and family? Perhaps it's the intoxicating allure of new love, the heady rush of passion and excitement that blinds us to everything else. Or maybe it's the desire for approval, the need to be validated and cherished by someone we hold dear. Whatever the reason, the consequences can be dire. When we isolate ourselves from our loved ones in pursuit of romantic validation, we're not just risking the loss of friendships, we're also depriving ourselves of a vital support system that has been there for us through the darkest of days. So, what can we do to remedy this situation? How can we rekindle those significant relationships and nurture our support system back to health? The answer lies in taking the initiative to reach out, to reconnect, and to reaffirm the bonds that hold us together. Start by making time for your friends and family, even amidst the busyness of daily life. Schedule regular get-togethers, whether it's a weekly dinner with friends or a monthly family game night. Show them that they are a priority in your life and that you value their presence and support. But it's not just about spending time together. It's also about being present and engaged in those moments. Put away your phone, set aside your worries, and truly listen to what your loved ones have to say. Show them that you care, that you're interested in their lives, and that you're there for them no matter what. And don't be afraid to lean on your support system when you need it. Reach out to your friends and family in times of trouble, and don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it. Remember, they're there for you just as you're there for them, and together you can weather any storm that comes your way. In nurturing your support system, you're not just strengthening your relationships, you're also fortifying your own emotional well-being. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you can make all the difference in the world, providing you with the strength and resilience to face life's challenges head-on. So, don't let romantic love blind you to the beauty and importance of the friendships and family bonds that sustain you. Take the time to nurture those relationships, to show your loved ones how much they mean to you, and to cherish the support system that has been there for you through thick and thin. In the end, your friends and family are an irreplaceable network, a bedrock of strength and support that can help you navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and resilience. Embrace them, cherish them, and let them be the pillars that hold you up in times of need. 10. Don't invest too much time in them. Your time is your most precious commodity, a finite resource that cannot be replenished or reclaimed once it's gone. Yet all too often we find ourselves pouring our precious moments into someone else's bottomless well of need, like tossing our most valuable asset into a dark abyss. Each moment we devote excessively to others is a moment of our life slipping away forever. Time is not a renewable commodity, nor is it a bargaining chip to be traded away in exchange for someone else's endless demands. As Seneca wisely observed, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Indeed, by surrendering all our time to someone else's desires and whims, we risk forfeiting the most vibrant moments of our existence. We lose sight of our own dreams and aspirations, our own passions and pursuits, as we become ensnared in the web of someone else's needs. But it doesn't have to be this way. We have the power to reclaim our time, to assert our autonomy and prioritize our own well-being and fulfillment. Our time belongs to us alone, not to anyone else, and we must not allow others to overshadow our entire lives with their demands. Instead, let us seek equilibrium, investing our time thoughtfully and deliberately in pursuits that ignite our passion, foster growth, and bring us true fulfillment. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, nurturing a talent, or spending quality time with loved ones, let us cherish each moment and allocate it in ways that align with our values and goals. Remember, you wield authority over your own time. Don't fritter it away on someone who may not fully appreciate its significance or value. Be discerning in how you choose to invest your time and prioritize activities and relationships that bring you joy, meaning, and a sense of purpose. That's not to say that we shouldn't be there for others in times of need or lend a helping hand when called upon. Compassion and generosity are virtues worth cultivating, and there is immense value in supporting and uplifting those around us. But it's important to strike a balance, to ensure that we're not sacrificing our own well-being in the process. So, how can we reclaim our time and assert our autonomy in a world that often demands so much of us? It starts with setting boundaries, clear, firm boundaries that delineate when and how we're willing to invest our time and energy. Learn to say no when necessary, and don't be afraid to prioritize your own needs and desires. Take time for self-care, for rest and rejuvenation, and for pursuing the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Surround yourself with people who respect and value your time, and who support you in your quest to live a life aligned with your values and goals. And above all, remember that time is a precious gift, one that should be treasured and savored with each passing moment. Don't squander it on activities or relationships that drain your energy or detract from your sense of well-being. Instead, use it wisely, invest it purposefully, and embrace each moment as an opportunity to live your life to the fullest. Reclaiming your time is not just about asserting your autonomy, it's about reclaiming your power to shape your own destiny. So seize the day, embrace the present moment, and let your time be a reflection of your values, passions, and aspirations. 11. Face the fear of being alone. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue and inner strength, offers a unique perspective on love and relationships. For Stoics, true happiness does not stem from the mere attraction to another person, but rather from living a virtuous life, a life that can be enriched but not defined by another individual. In the face of unrequited love, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what truly matters, our own character and moral integrity. Aristotle, another luminary of ancient philosophy, echoes this sentiment with his famous aphorism, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." In a world where external validation often reigns supreme, Aristotle's words serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of self-awareness and self-acceptance. Only by truly knowing ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, our desires and fears, can we navigate the complexities of love and relationships with clarity and wisdom. One of the greatest fears that many of us face is the fear of being alone. We live in a society that often equates solitude with loneliness, as if being by oneself is somehow inherently undesirable. But Stoicism challenges this notion, urging us to embrace solitude as an opportunity for self-reflection, growth, and introspection. Indeed, being alone does not equate to loneliness. In fact, spending time in solitude can be incredibly enriching and fulfilling, providing us with the space and freedom to explore our own thoughts and feelings without the distractions of the outside world. It's a chance to reconnect with ourselves, to recharge our batteries, and to cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and inner peace. But despite the benefits of solitude, many of us still find ourselves drawn to the company of others out of fear of being alone, fear of rejection, fear of missing out. And yet, as Aristotle reminds us, choices made out of fear are often misguided and ultimately unfulfilling. Instead of seeking companionship out of fear, let us choose to be with someone because they genuinely add value to our lives. Let us surround ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, who challenge us to be our best selves, and who support us in our journey of self-discovery and growth. It's not about finding someone to fill a void or alleviate our loneliness. It's about building meaningful connections with others based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. When we approach relationships from a place of authenticity and self-assurance, we create the space for genuine connection and intimacy to flourish. And if, despite our best efforts, we find ourselves faced with unrequited love, Stoicism offers us a path forward. Instead of dwelling on what could have been or clinging to false hopes, we must learn to let go and move on. For Stoics, attachment to external outcomes is a source of suffering, and true freedom lies in accepting things as they are and focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts, actions, and choices. Whether we find ourselves alone or in the company of others, it is our inner strength and self-awareness that ultimately determine our happiness and fulfillment. By embracing solitude as an opportunity for growth, by choosing companionship based on genuine connection rather than fear, and by letting go of attachment to external outcomes, we can navigate the complexities of love and relationships with wisdom, grace, and resilience. 12. Don't agree simply to satisfy them. In a world often dictated by obligations and expectations, it's easy to lose sight of our own happiness amidst the clamor of external demands. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, aptly captured this sentiment when he emphasized the crucial link between our thoughts and the quality of our lives. Indeed, when we find ourselves entangled in tasks and commitments that do not align with our true passions, it's akin to trading our cherished hobbies for pursuits that leave us feeling hollow. The weight of such betrayals against our own happiness can manifest as a subtle yet persistent discontentment, a nagging sense that we are veering off course from the path that truly resonates with our souls. It's a feeling akin to wearing ill-fitting clothes or walking on a path not meant for us. Yet, breaking free from the cycle of people-pleasing requires a conscious shift in mindset, an embrace of the liberating magic of saying no. Contrary to societal norms that often glorify self-sacrifice and perpetual agreeableness, learning to say no can be an empowering act of self-preservation. It's about reclaiming ownership of our time and choices, recognizing that life is not a stage upon which we are obligated to perform for the approval of others. Instead, it's a canvas upon which we paint our unique stories, guided by the brushstrokes of authenticity and self-awareness. Listening to the whispers of our hearts becomes paramount in this journey towards self-discovery and fulfillment. If something doesn't resonate with our innermost desires, Summoning the courage to step away is not a sign of weakness, but rather an assertion of our autonomy. After all, our lives are not mere subplots in someone else's narrative. They are the epic tales of our own hero's journey, with us as the protagonists, charting our course through the twists and turns of existence. But embracing the liberating magic of no requires more than mere defiance against external pressures. It necessitates a deep introspection to discern our true passions and values. It beckons us to confront the discomfort of uncertainty and the fear of disappointing others in pursuit of our own happiness. Yet, it is within these moments of discomfort that we often find the seeds of growth and transformation. Saying no is not about closing doors, but rather about opening new pathways that lead us closer to our authentic selves. It's about honoring our boundaries and prioritizing our well-being without guilt or apology. In doing so, we create the space for meaningful connections and experiences that nourish our souls rather than deplete our spirits. Moreover, the liberating magic of no is not a solitary act, but a collective awakening to the power of self-respect and mutual understanding. It fosters a culture of consent and authenticity in our relationships, where each individual is encouraged to express their true desires and boundaries without fear of judgment or rejection. In the grand tapestry of life, our capacity to say no becomes a thread of resilience and self-empowerment, weaving through the fabric of our experiences and shaping the narrative of our journey. So let us embrace the liberating magic of no, not as a rejection of others, but as a celebration of our own sovereignty and the boundless possibilities that await when we dare to live on our own terms. 13. Don't be controlled by the fear of solitude. Choosing fear as a compass for decision-making is akin to embarking on a journey blindfolded, stumbling through the darkness without a guiding light. When fear becomes the driving force behind our choices, we risk veering off course, finding ourselves in places we never intended to be. It's a perilous path that leads away from authenticity and fulfillment, towards a landscape of regret and missed opportunities. One of the most common fears that often dictates our decisions is the fear of solitude. We equate being alone with loneliness, failing to recognize the profound difference between the two. Solitude, far from being a barren wasteland of isolation, is an opportunity for introspection and self-discovery. As Aristotle, the venerable philosopher, wisely noted, true wisdom begins with knowing oneself. In the quiet moments of solitude, we have the chance to delve into the depths of our being, unravel the intricacies of our thoughts and emotions, and to unearth the gems of our unique essence. Instead of shying away from solitude, we should embrace it as a sacred space for self-exploration and growth. It's a time to reconnect with our innermost desires and aspirations, to nourish our souls with the richness of our own company. Far from being a source of fear, solitude becomes a sanctuary, a refuge from the noise of the world, where we can find solace and strength. By cultivating a deep and meaningful relationship with ourselves, we lay the foundation for authentic connections with others. When we choose to share our lives with someone, it's not out of desperation to avoid solitude, but rather out of a genuine desire for companionship and mutual growth. In healthy relationships, both parties bring their own light to the table, illuminating each other's paths and enriching each other's lives. But to truly embrace the beauty of companionship, we must first learn to value our own worth and resist the insidious lure of fear. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation and approval from others, allowing our insecurities to overshadow our true selves. Yet, true fulfillment can only be found when we have the courage to stand tall in our own authenticity, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to celebrate our strengths. The journey of self-discovery is not always easy, nor is it without its challenges. It requires courage to confront our fears, to venture into the unknown depths of our souls, and to embrace the fullness of who we are. But it's a journey worth taking, for it leads to a future filled with meaning, purpose, and genuine connections. So let us cast aside the shackles of fear that bind us, and instead embrace the beacon of courage that lights our way. Let us walk boldly into the unknown, confident in the knowledge that within ourselves lies the wisdom, strength, and resilience to navigate life's twists and turns. And let us remember that true fulfillment comes not from avoiding solitude, but from embracing it as a sacred space for self-discovery and growth. 14. Don't forget to celebrate even small wins in the whirlwind of life. In the cacophony of life, where the demands of others often drown out our own voices, it's all too easy to lose sight of our own accomplishments and victories. We become so consumed with meeting expectations and pleasing others that we forget to acknowledge the significance of our own journey. Yet every step forward, no matter how small, deserves recognition and celebration. Picture yourself on a winding path towards your goals, each step carrying you closer to your destination. Along this journey, there are countless milestones, small victories that may seem insignificant in isolation, but collectively represent your progress, resilience, and determination. These milestones are like signposts guiding you forward, affirming that you're on the right track, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely observed, seeking validation from others is a fleeting pursuit. Instead, we must learn to find fulfillment within ourselves, recognizing and appreciating our own efforts and achievements. So let's take a moment to pause and revel in our successes, no matter how modest they may seem. Think back to the late nights spent laboring over a project, the sweat shed in pursuit of our goals, and the doubts we've overcome along the way. Each of these experiences is a testament to our strength, resilience, and unwavering determination. They are the building blocks of our journey, shaping us into the individuals we are destined to become. In a world that often glorifies the end result, it's crucial to remember that life is not solely about reaching a destination. It's about savoring every moment of the journey. Every twist and turn, every victory and setback contributes to the richness of our experience and the depth of our character. So let's raise a toast to our journey, celebrating not only the destination, but also the path that leads us there. Let's find joy in the journey itself, finding beauty in the challenges we face and the lessons we learn along the way. Moreover, let's not limit our celebrations to grand achievements alone. Yes, landing a dream job or reaching a long-held goal is cause for jubilation, but let's also honor the smaller victories, the moments of personal growth, the acts of kindness, and the steps taken outside our comfort zones. For it's often these seemingly insignificant victories that have the most profound impact on our lives, shaping our perspectives and transforming us into better versions of ourselves. Whether it's summoning the courage to speak up in a meeting, mastering a new skill, or simply getting out of bed on a difficult day, each accomplishment deserves recognition and celebration. In celebrating our victories, we not only boost our own morale, but also inspire those around us. Our successes serve as beacons of hope and encouragement for others who may be navigating their own journeys. By sharing our triumphs, big and small, we create a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment, uplifting ourselves and those around us. So let's embrace the full magnitude of our journey, the highs and the lows, the victories and the challenges. Let's cherish every moment, knowing that each step forward brings us closer to becoming the best version of ourselves. And let's never forget to celebrate the journey, for it is in the journey itself that we discover the true beauty and resilience of the human spirit. 15. Be true to yourself. Albert Camus, with his profound insights, echoes a sentiment that reverberates through the annals of Stoic philosophy: the importance of staying true to oneself. His counsel against worrying excessively about the opinions of others serves as a beacon guiding us towards authenticity and self-realization. In a world where societal pressures often compel us to don masks of conformity, saying yes to things we dislike becomes akin to suffocating beneath the weight of others' expectations. Imagine each obligation accepted against your true desires as another layer of the suffocating mask, slowly obscuring the face of your authentic self. It's a facade constructed to please others, but at what cost? The more we acquiesce to the demands of external forces, the further we stray from our own path, our own truth. Learning to say no is not merely an act of defiance, it's a declaration of self-respect and autonomy. It's about reclaiming ownership of our time, our choices, and our happiness. By refusing to bow to the pressures of conformity, we carve out space for authenticity to flourish. Indeed, the essence of living authentically lies in being real and honest with ourselves, even if it means disappointing others. It's a commitment to honoring our own values, passions, and desires, regardless of external judgment or validation. After all, our lives are not supporting roles in someone else's narrative. We are the protagonists, the architects of our own destiny. Embracing this truth liberates us from the shackles of people-pleasing, allowing us to step into our power with confidence and clarity. No longer burdened by the need for external approval, we can pursue our dreams and ambitions unapologetically, guided by the unwavering compass of our own intuition. But living authentically requires more than just the courage to say no. It demands a willingness to confront the discomfort of uncertainty and vulnerability. It means embracing the messy, imperfect reality of our lives, embracing our flaws and imperfections as integral parts of our journey. In a culture that often prioritizes image over substance, it's easy to lose sight of our own authenticity amidst the noise of external expectations. But true fulfillment can only be found when we have the courage to peel back the layers of pretense and embrace the truth of who we are. Moreover, authenticity breeds connection, genuine, meaningful connections with others who appreciate us for who we truly are. When we show up as our authentic selves, we attract like-minded souls who resonate with our essence, forming bonds that are built on mutual respect and understanding. So let's heed the wisdom of Albert Camus and the Stoic philosophers who came before him. Let's learn to say no to the things that do not align with our values and aspirations, and yes to the life we were meant to live. Let's cast off the suffocating masks of conformity and embrace the beauty of our own authenticity. Remember, you are the main character in your life's story, the author of your own narrative. Don't let the opinions of others dictate your choices or dim your light. Instead, shine brightly as the truest, most authentic version of yourself and watch as the world responds in kind. Stoicism, with its profound insights into human nature and the nature of virtue, offers a powerful prescription for navigating the complexities of forgiveness. In a world often fraught with conflict and misunderstanding, the Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of compassion and understanding, even in the face of wrongdoing. Central to the Stoic approach to forgiveness is the recognition of the inherent ignorance of wrongdoers. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, those who harm us do not do so out of malice or ill will, but rather out of their own ignorance and misunderstanding. In their minds, their actions may seem justified or even necessary given their particular circumstances. Therefore, instead of harboring resentment or blame towards them, we should cultivate patience and understanding. Socrates, one of the philosophical forebears of Stoicism, famously declared that nobody does wrong willingly. This profound insight underscores the idea that even those who harm us are acting out of ignorance rather than malevolence. By reminding ourselves of this fundamental truth, we can free ourselves from the burden of anger and resentment, choosing instead to respond with empathy and forgiveness. Marcus Aurelius further emphasizes the Stoic principle of amor fati, or the acceptance of fate, by asserting that it is our special privilege to love even those who stumble. In other words, our capacity for compassion and forgiveness is a reflection of our own inner strength and virtue. By extending kindness and forgiveness to others, even when they do not reciprocate, we demonstrate our commitment to living in accordance with Stoic principles. Indeed, the Stoics view those who stumble and err as misguided rather than malicious. They are more akin to children who have yet to fully grasp the consequences of their actions than willful wrongdoers. In light of this perspective, it becomes clear that blame and judgment are futile and counterproductive. Instead, the Stoic response to wrongdoing is one of compassion and forgiveness, recognizing that everyone is capable of growth and redemption. Seneca eloquently captures this sentiment when he declares, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Kindness, he suggests, is a universal value that transcends individual differences and circumstances. It is a virtue that we can cultivate and express in every interaction, regardless of the actions of others. If we aspire to be our best selves, kindness must be a cornerstone of our character. As Marcus Aurelius observes, kindness is invincible as long as it is sincere. Even in the face of hostility or cruelty, genuine kindness has the power to disarm and transform. By embodying this virtue in our thoughts, words, and actions, we can lead by example and inspire others to follow suit. Ryan Holiday echoes this sentiment, noting that most rudeness, meanness, and cruelty are merely masks for deep-seated weakness. Kindness, he suggests, is a manifestation of true strength, the strength to resist the impulse towards retaliation and instead respond with grace and compassion. In essence, Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not merely a moral imperative, but also a practical necessity for living a life of virtue and tranquility. By letting go of resentment and embracing compassion, we free ourselves from the burden of negativity and open ourselves up to the transformative power of love and understanding. Stoicism offers a profound and nuanced approach to forgiveness that is rooted in empathy, compassion, and inner strength. By recognizing the ignorance of wrongdoers and responding with kindness and forgiveness, we can cultivate a sense of peace and equanimity in our lives. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, kindness is a virtue that is always within our reach, and it has the power to transform not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us.